What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video for today. And today I got another Last of Us video. Before I intro the video, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has joined the channel and the journey along the way. Posted a lot of Last of Us content over the past month or two. We played Last of Us Part 1, Last of Us Part 2, had deep dives, discussions, really got into the depth in each one of the characters. A lot of feedback in the comments, a lot of great conversations. So I want to thank everybody who joined along the way. And I just want to say I do want to do more Last of Us content. I figured maybe we could do some no return. I don't know. I'll find a creative way to do that. And then maybe we can even have discussions when season 2 arrives, which they just announced the cast of. So maybe we could do a quick video on that. But as far as today's video, there's one last piece of content I forgot to go through with the Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, which are the lost levels. These are levels that Naughty Dog removed from the game during development, and they released them as a part of this, I guess you can call it like a DLC. So I figured we can go through it and play it today. So enjoy the video. Right, so we have 3 levels here, 3 brand new levels. The coolest part about this is these levels are all brand new to me. So these are genuinely brand new reactions. I haven't seen any gameplay, anything about these. So let's check it out. First, we have the Jackson party. Ellie nervously attends a party in Jackson.
You're about to play an unfinished level from The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay, hi Neil. What's up? Wasn't expecting to see you here.
The reason we added this section is there are a few sequences, and we picked the 3 of the best ones that we cut from the game. You know, often we build a game that's much bigger than what ends up being the final product. They were months away from being finished, but we wanted to give you an insight of what it's like when we built a game, because often we have this whole thing constructed and it doesn't have final art or audio or dialogue. And here you get to see the building blocks of what it's like when we first string a bunch of these levels together. This is the intro to the first deleted level, and this one is the roughest of the 3. We wanted to show more of how Jackson operates. So this is the festival where Ellie ultimately kisses Dina. This sequence would have come very late in the game as a flashback sequence while you're in the farm with Dina. And we wanted to show what is the rest of Jackson doing, and wanted to put on the stick, make it interactive. So you could see when you're outside, there are all these almost like carnival games that you can play. You could mix drinks, you could play with these kids that are playing
I
sort
mean,
of clicker
bro, it's
Marco
kind of
Polo,
like just telling
sit
me
down and listen to
everything. I haven't even played it yet, bro.
And
Like,
all
can
the
I
different
play it,
interactions
bro?
were first or second pass, very, very early
Sorry,
passes.
Neil.
The building blocks are there, but nothing is final. And ultimately, while we were very excited by this sequence, it's pretty fun and lighthearted. It just slowed things too much as we're barreling towards the end of the story at this point. So again, reminder, rough, missing audio, missing animation, missing gameplay tweaks.
Context.
Missing dialogue, but pretty representative of what it would have been. So enjoy.
Thanks. I mean, I feel like this game is so highly cherished and highly, spoken about. I guess you needed to add that context, but that's okay. That's okay. We appreciate it. So she's nervous. As you can see, like he said, clearly it's not fully developed, but let's just kind of put ourselves in the mind frame of, well, what if this was a part of the game? One of the things in the game that I do wish we would have saw a little bit more of was Jackson.
This level
this
will
be
be
interesting.
Transition us to farm. We would go all the way through to the dance where Ellie and Dina share their first kiss. Then we would play through farm, and when Ellie plays the guitar at night, she would remember the Seth incident. So, the opening for this was a little tricky. We needed it to match at least a little what you might expect emotionally coming from prior beats, because we were already purposefully disorienting you in time and space. Remember, you just came from this huge fight. To jump straight into it would have been a little too jarring. After some back and forth, we rooted it in Ellie's nerves, calling back to her hands shaking in the theater. But this time, for a much more innocuous reason we'll find out later. She's nervous because she has a crush on Dina, who is the only reason why she's here at the dance.
Okay, so I'm not going to do all of the overviews. I don't think I need to do them all. We kind of have enough context around the game. What I would suggest for anyone who likes these more deep dives, more in-depth, what was the developer thinking. Naughty Dog does this really cool series called Grounded, where they do a behind the scenes for each of the game. I've watched Grounded, and they did Grounded Part 2, which was centered around the making of Last of Us Part 2. Once again, if you want that extra layer that they're kind of describing around here, I would definitely suggest checking that out. It's up on YouTube. I would react to it, but it's like 2 hours long, so. And it's kind of self-explanatory. So, we got some Carnival games. But back to what I was saying earlier, the only thing we didn't really get in the game was a lot of interaction with Jackson. I think they tried to do that when they walked us through the town with Jesse, and we get in the snowball fight, but you really only see it in flashbacks. And I know in the first 2 games we talked a lot about different types of communities in this new world. We've lived in a federal quarantine. We've seen what things were like on the road, cannibals. We've seen people who just hijack people for their stuff. We've seen, you know, large military encampments like the Wolves, things like the Seraphites. So we've seen a lot, but we never saw like a peaceful town like Jackson. And it's nice to kind of get to see it outside of the chaos. But I completely understand why they may have cut it out the game. Yeah, because all this, you can tell, like, even that animation right there, that was the old animation they used to use for starting the generators when you play the games. We'll kind of just push right through this. As you can tell, the characters don't have much character. They're just really models. That's pretty quick. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first one. That's cool. So we have the Seattle sewers. Ellie is swept into the Seattle sewer system. So once again, if you remember this part, this was when we were cutting through the building. I think we were on our way to find Nora. We were cutting through a building. We got caught up with some, what are they called? Stalkers, my least favorite because they're the difficulty enemy. And one pushes out the window. We get dragged into the water. And I remember that sewer portion. It was really short. You almost felt like they wanted to put a puzzle down there, but you just kind of cut through the sewer and you're back on top side. So I can see where they could have snuck in a level there. It'll be interesting to see what they got. It doesn't really seem like each of these are gonna have much actual gameplay. It would be cool, but it would have been really cool if they would have finished them. That would have been dope.
In this second deleted level, which is an extended sequence of the sewers in Seattle, this comes on the heels of where Ellie goes into a building and she survives an attack by stalkers and gets thrown out of the window and gets swept away by the current. And then we cut this section that used to be there in the final game. Now you will get to play it. So this was a way to get a bit more interesting puzzles, interesting traversal.
That's exactly what I just
figure out how Ellie can navigate the sewers with the fighting current. Ultimately, with a lot of these levels and these sequences, the reason why we cut them were for pacing purposes. But here it is for you in this very kind of raw form that part of it will feel finished, parts of it will feel like assets are missing as far as audio, animation won't be final, but it's a glimpse into what a game looks like when it's months away from finishing. Enjoy.
Once again, I think it would have been I do like this. I like what they're doing here, they're showing us here. But I do think it would have been really cool if they would have finished these levels. Oh my gosh, all this is doing is making me want to play this game again. Oh, so more fighting? Okay. Yep, get off of me. Yep. 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 Thank goodness this girl learned how to swim. Okay, so this is where it changes. All of this wasn't here before.
Okay. Okay.
How do I get, I'm assuming I need to go over there, but how? Okay. Something's telling me I'm on the wrong side.
Fuck Seattle.
Now this, I'm not mad that they cut this out at all.
Where the hell am
I could care less about puzzles in video games, especially, once again, for pacing
The
reasons.
ladder
For
acts
pacing
as an
reasons.
immediate goal for the player, but being able to climb out is not going to be so easy. To keep levels interesting and engaging, we
Fucking kidding
alternate
me.
between positive and negative values the player experiences. Here, it's a positive to have found the ladder, but then a negative to discover it's not the solution.
So basically,
And
you're
then another
edging
positive
us.
to identify the next short-term goal of the doorway. By alternating between these opposing values, we give players what they expect, but not how they expect it.
So thanks for edging us, Pete. You're one of those people that put that in games. Okay, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, Pete. You're awesome, bro. Okay, I don't know why, but I couldn't get over here the first time. Crazy part is I didn't have to go this way. Stay asleep. Stay asleep. Come on. Whoa! Hold up. That was Joel. That would have been a lot during the game because they didn't do much of that. That would have been a lot. I think this is more of what we see in the final product. It's similar to a little level like this. That's always too easy. Yeah, the final product is a little bit more just like this. Like you come out of the water right there, and then you got to figure out your way across, really. Okay. Damn, once again, all this is making me want to do is just play this game again. Alright, the hunt. Ellie follows a trail of blood to an abandoned general store. Now this one seems completely out the loop. And I wonder if they had any lost levels, or if there are any, well, I'm sure there are, because they have to remove things early on, but I wonder what Abby has as well. And I wonder if they ever had concepts or ideas to give Joel some gameplay. I'm actually thinking about the next time I replay this game, not on Grounded. I guess they do have a commentary version as well I might check out, where the developers are commentating as you play the
Third and
game.
final deleted level, what we call the boar hunt sequence. This was a sequence pretty late in the game. It was right after the whole Seattle Abby sequence where Abby spares Ellie. And then we wanted to come back into Ellie's story, but keep it a bit mysterious of how much time has passed, where is Ellie now? So we're coming in on Ellie, and she's following a trail of blood. And we wanted to mirror, in a way, the deer hunt sequence from the first game, but this time do it with a boar.
That's why they left the
something
rabbit
with
in
Ellie
there.
that now she can't let go of this violence. She's pursuing it, even against this innocent animal. This was another opportunity to show how the violence that Ellie has experienced, the violence that she witnessed being afflicted onto Joel, is still sticking with her, and she's still experiencing these PTSD moments. This was a sequence that was pretty far along and was cut pretty late in production. Parts of it are still really rough, but the gameplay, the building blocks were all there. I think you'll have fun to see, like, again, a rough, unfinished sequence that you can play. You can see all the way to the end, and including a cinematic that we end up cutting. And the remnants of the sequence ended up being mentioned in Ellie's journal. So this part of the story that we developed still made its way into the game as kind of optional stuff that you could read about, but here you get to experience.
Which are some of the
So as a
best parts
reminder,
of the game.
It's pretty rough, months away from being finished. But
Okay,
you get
Neil,
to
we
see it.
forgive you, Neil. We're not gonna kill you for this. But it's an even better callback because remember the part when Joel and Ellie go to when Joel brings Ellie to the museum for her birthday and Ellie sneaks off or goes across and gets caught in a building alone and she is in there with a boar. So they managed to find a way to integrate the boar in the story earlier. This would have been a really good callback, not only to the first game with the deer, with the rabbit, which they showed, but also to that boar and how much she's grown over time. So it's called The Hunt. I'm just gonna keep it simple and follow the blood. This one even has audio. This is a little bit simpler, but just like it was in the first game when you're hunting the deer.
Gotcha.
Just seeing how much they actually let us do. Okay. No crafting or anything, but...
Can't see shit.
Okay. Bro, yeah, I gotta say, a boar can kill a man, bro. See, I gotta be careful. That ain't no small animal. Them junks be fighting off lions and hyenas, bro.
Got you.
But not these bullets, though. Come here, Timon. That's Pumbaa, bro. That's Pumbaa. That's Pumbaa. I called him Timon. He didn't like that. He didn't like that. All right, let me stop missing. I only have so many bullets.
Nowhere to run.
Listen to Ellie. It's an animal, bro. Looking like she's hunting down Abby. Joel. Ah, the PTSD, that cycle of violence. And it looks like they kind of integrated that into the barn scene instead. Wow, okay. Very short, very simple, sweet and to the point. Let's see what else they have here, if there's just anything else behind the scenes. So there it is, you guys. I guess it's in the game as well. Watch the well, you can watch the trailer, but Grounded 2, the making of The Last of Us Part 2 is definitely something I recommend checking out on YouTube. It's about a 2-hour video, so you can watch it, break it down in parts. We're all used to consume. We're all YouTube heads here. We're used to videos over an hour. If not watching in parts, I definitely recommend it. But there it is, you guys. That's The Last of Us Part 2, Lost Levels. Really the last piece of content we haven't really touched in this game yet. I'll probably do some no return runs when I'm live streaming on Twitch, and depending on how those runs go, I'll probably make some clips and drop them over here. So if that's something you like to see, I can do a run with each of the characters. Maybe I'll do a run for each character and drop it every now and then, and we can see how long it takes me to beat each one. Maybe we'll do them on Survivor or Grounded just for an extra challenge, and then I'll post those whenever I beat it with each character. But if that's something you want to see, let me know. If there's any thoughts you guys have on these lost level sorry. If there's any thoughts that you guys have on these lost levels that were removed for the game, do you guys think they should have been included in the game? Do you guys like the fact that they were removed? Were there more scenes that you would have liked to see in Last of Us Part 2? Or do you just want to see more Last of Us Part 2 content on the channel? Definitely feel free to let me know. I look forward to talking about it with you guys in the comments. But until the next video, guys, peace.